In question 31, we have a point source emitting alpha particles. Assume that source emits alpha particles uniformly in one direction. We need to find the decay constant. Solution 31. So here what we have is that total counts radiated from the source would be equal to total surface area into counts received per centimeter square, and those are 50,000 counts per cubic centimeter. So it will be 4 into 3.14, 4 pi r square into 1 into 10 to the power 4 into 5 into 10 to the power 4, which will give us 6.28 into 10 to the power 9 counts. So dN by dt is this much. And it will be equal to lambda n. So lambda will come out to be 6.28 into 10 to the power 9 over 6 into 10 to the power 16. So lambda or decay constant will come out to be 1.05 into 10 to the power minus 7 per second. In question 32, we have uranium decays into lead. So can you justify a single half-life for this chain of process and find the life of the rock? Solution 32. So number of uranium atoms 6.22 10 to the power 23, 2 into 10 to the power minus 3, 238. And similarly for lead, we will have this. So it will come 0.05042 10 to the power 20, and it will come 3.6 over 206 into 10 to the power 20. So initially total number of uranium atoms 235, 206, 10 to the power 20, it will be 0.06789. So n is equal to n naught e to the power minus lambda t. It can also be written like this: lambda is 0.693 over half-life. So when we put everything here, T will come out to be 1.92 into 10 to the power 9 years. In question 33, how old is the sample? We need to find how old is the sample. Solution 33. So lambda will be 0.693 over half-life, which is 5730, and this will be in per year. So n will be n naught e to the power minus lambda t. So when we put all the values, let it be n naught e to the power minus 6.93 5730. So when we put all the values, T will come out to be 1804.3 years. In 34, we need to estimate the time of the unsuccessful attempt. Solution 34. So first of all, activity after 8 years, let it be this much. After 8 years, okay. And after t years, it will be, let it be 8, let it be t. So it will be n naught e to the power minus 0.693 into t over 12.5. This is after t years. So it is given that nt will be n8 into 1.5%. So when we put all the values here, we will find that t will come out to be 83.75 years. In question 35, count rate is given here. Plot this and from the slope find the decay constant and half-life. Solution 35, A part. So when we will put everything, we will obtain the following values. And so on. It will come out 1.35. It will come out 2.06. It will come out 2.7. So you can plot this easily. Time and count rate. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25, 50, 75, 100. So when you will plot this, it will look something like this. So the B part decay constant will be 0.028 per minute and half-life will be 0.693 by lambda, 25 minutes. In 36, calculate the relative abundance of potassium in natural potassium. Potassium 14 natural potassium. Solution 36. So it can be written like this: A equal to lambda n, 160 equal to 0.693, half-life which is 1.3 into 10 to the power 9 years into n. So from here n will come out to be 9.5 into 10 to the power 18. So in 40 grams, this many particles will be there. So now how many do we have? This many particles we have in this many. So when we will divide them, we will obtain 0.000063. So ultimately the percentage will be 2 into 0.0063 into 100%, around 0.12%. In 37, what are the particles emitted in the decay, and assume electron is captured from K shell. Find wavelength of K alpha X-ray emitted. Solution 37. So A part, we will have this, okay, and B part, this formula is used. So frequency is C by lambda. So 4.95 into 10 to the power 7, 79 minus 1. So lambda will come out to be 20 picometers, that is 20 into 10 to the power minus 12 meters. In question 38, we need to find the value of the constants which are in this equation. Solution 38. So ultimately dN over dt equals R R equal to dN over dt during decay. R can also be lambda into n, 0.693 over half-life into n. So n will be this much. In question 39, find the number of active nuclei at time t. Solution 39. So in this question, n will be equal to n naught 1 minus lambda t, r by lambda 1 minus e minus lambda t. So n will be equal to this. In question 40, if activity is 1 microcurie, what percent of activity is transmitted from root to the fruit in steady state? Solution 40. So in this particular situation, first let's find n, which will be n naught e to the power minus lambda t, 6 into 10 to the power 23 e minus 0.693 into 70 over 14.3 into 24. So n will come 5.209, 10 to the power 23. So further simplification, now this many disintegrations into lambda. So this will give us 2.9 into 10 to the power 17 disintegrations per second. These are the number of disintegration, and this is per second. So now fraction of activity transmitted will be 1 microcurie over 2.9 into 10 to the power 17 that we got into 100%. So it will come out to be 1.275 into 10 to the power minus 11%. In 41, calculate the activity of the gas. Solution 41, we need to find the activity. For that, lambda is to be found out. It will be, let's first write n equal to n into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Putting the values for number of moles. So we will obtain n to be 1.5 into 10 to the power 22 atoms. Lambda will be 0.693. Half life is this much. It will be 1.81 into 10 to the power minus 9 per second. Activity. So putting all the values, we will obtain it to be 729 Curie. In question 42, write the equations and the probabilities of disintegration by alpha beta are in 7/3 ratio. So what will be the composition of this sample at 1 p.m. the same day? Solution 42. So the equation will look something like this. Helium nuclei or alpha particle, and this now what we have been given is that t half is 1 hour. So at t equal to 0, it will be present 1 gram, and at t equal to 1 pm, after 1 hour you can say, because 12 to 1 pm is 1 hour, it will be 0.5 gram. Why? Because its half life is 1 hour. So in 1 hour it will become half. So what we will have, this will remain 0.175 gram and this will remain 0.325 gram. In question 43, we have this table. We need to plot this and reduce half-life for silver and activity in first 50 seconds. Also we need to plot for first 50 seconds too. A part. So A disintegrations per second. So let's find various things. Log A1 by A01 log 11.794 divided by 8, 0.389 log A2 by A 1680 divided by 8, 0.1362. and so on. You will find many such values. So when you plot this, it will look something like this. So it will look approximately like this. B part, half-life will be 24.4 seconds, and half-life of silver 1110 will be 24.4 seconds. So lambda, that is decay constant, will come out to be per second. So this will be decay constant, time given is 50 seconds. So activity will be A naught E minus lambda T, which will be this much. So it will come out to be this much. And D part, the plot will look something like this. Approx. And E part, half-life of 108 will be 144 seconds. In question 42, how much time will elapse before the activity falls to 3 microcurie? Solution 44. So half-life will be T1 T2 over T1 plus T2, 24 into 6 over 24 plus 6, 4.8 hours. A naught will be, and A will be, so A equal to A naught 2 T2 half. So when we put everything, T will come out to be 4.8 hours. In question 45, we need to find the value of R for which ratio of electrostatic field energy stored in capacitor to activity of sample remains constant in time. Solution 45. So Q will be QE minus 3 over CR. A will be A naught E minus lambda T. So energy over activity. Q square E minus 2 CR over 2C A naught E minus lambda T. So this is that we will have. So we will equate few things. 2T over CR will be lambda T. Lambda will become 2 over CR, and 1 by tau will be 2 by CR, or you can also call this, let it be this half-life. So R will be 2 tau by C. In 46, an inductor is there, resistance is also there. Then we need to find the half-life of the isotope. Solution 46. So T current will be written like this. So it can also be written like this. This is actually R by L. So lambda will be R by L when we compare the coefficients. So it will be R by L will be 0.693 over half-life. So from this, half-life will come out to be 6.93 into 10 to the power minus 4 seconds. In question 47, we need to calculate the energy released by 1 gram of natural uranium. So in this question we will have look, one atom can give 200 MeV energy. So how much can 0.7 gram will give? So it contains how many atoms? It will contain this many atoms. So this many atoms will give how much energy? So simple, just write this. And multiply by 200, and this was MeV, so let's convert it into joule. So it will come out to be 5.74 into 10 to the power minus 8 joules. In 48, calculate the amount of uranium 235 being consumed every second. Solution 48. So in this part, N will be 3 over 2 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So it will be 3 over 3.2 into 10 to the power 19. So how many atoms will be present in atoms will be present in 238 into 3 into 10 to the power 19 over 6 into 2 into the power 23, 3.2, which will give us 3.7 milligram. In 49, we need to find number of events that should take place every day, and what will be the rate will be the amount rate by which this decrease, and assuming that uranium is enriched to 3%, how much uranium is needed per month? Solution 49. So in the A part, the number of fusion per second will be 3 into 10 to the power 8 over 5 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 12, which will give us 0.735 into 10 to the power 20 fusions per second. And number of fusions per day will be 0.63 into 10 to the power 20 into 3600 into 24. So it will be 3.24 into 10 to the power 24 fusions per day. Next part. So for number of atoms disintegrate per day is, now we know. So for this many particles, we will have How much kilogram reduction? So it will be 1264 gram per day. This much reduction will be there. In question 50, we need to calculate Q values. Solution 50. So in A part it will be 2 into 2.014102 minus 3.10160049 plus 1.007825 U, and this U can be written like 931 MeV. So it will come 4.05 MeV approximately. Similarly in B part it will be 2 into 2.014102 minus 3.016049 plus 1.008665 U, which is 931 MeV. So it will give us 3.25 MeV. And similarly in the third part we will obtain Q to be equal to 17.57, approximately 17.57 MeV. In 51, we need to find the temperature at which the average thermal energy 1.5 kT equals Coulomb's potential energy at 2 femtometer. Solution 51. So potential energy can be given by this formula, and when we put everything, it will come out, let it be only this, and other energy is half 1.5 3/2 kT. So when we equate them, 3/2 kT equal to this K is difference, by the way, so let me use a different term. Let's use C as a constant. So this C will be equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. So when we put all the values, T will come out to be 2.23 into 10 to the power 10 Kelvin. In question 52, we need to find the Q value. Solution 52. So Q value will be equal to 2m hydrogen atom minus mass of beryllium, and this will be 2 into 4.0026 minus 8.0053, and this is in U, so at the place of U we can write 931 MeV. So after simplification it will come out to be minus 93.1 kilo electron volt keV. In question 53, we need to calculate energy that can be obtained from 1 kg of water through fusion reaction given here. So this is solution 53. So percentage of deuterium that we have, 3.346 into 10 to the power 26 into 99.985, and energy of deuterium will be 30.4486 into 10 to the power 25, 4.08204 minus 3.016044 into 93. So it will be 942.32 EV, and in joule it will be 1507 into 10 to the power 5 joule.